Hi there. In tonight's flipped review, we will be going over integers, line plots, and measures essential tendency. First, you need to watch the video, and any notes that I jot down in this video, you should write down on your template that you received in class. Then, when you're feeling confident, then you can move on to the KIA. Let's get started with integers. First one, please jot down the definition of an opposite number. An opposite number is the same distance from zero, and they also have the same absolute value. And some examples of opposite numbers, so let's say number 13, the opposite of 13 would be negative 13. And another example is number negative 110. The opposite of negative 110 is positive 110. Integers are positive whole numbers, negative whole numbers, and the number 0, which is neither positive nor negative. And some examples of integers are 1, oops, back to red, 14, and number negative 11. And I'm also going to include some non-examples. And some non-examples might be like 1/5 or 2.7, so decimals and fractions. And now let's move on to the next. Absolute value is the distance from 0 on a number line. And the absolute value symbols are these long kind of sticks next to a number. So this is red. How far is -7 from 0 on the number line? That's what your brain should think. And distance is always positive, so you're never going to be able to go a negative distance. So -7 is 7 jumps from 0, so the answer is 7. And the absolute value of 13 is 13. And these symbols here are the absolute value symbols. Okay, great. And that's reviewing integers. Now let's move on to measures essential tendency. Example 2. So we have our measures essential tendency here. We have mean, median, mode, range, and an outlier. So here's our data set: 12, 10, 11, 13, 22, 11, 14, and 10. Please jot down that data set on your template. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. And I'm going to now first put them in order. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to put the smallest first, so that will be 10. And another 10. I'm going to just check them off as I go. And then 11, another 11. And then I have 12. And then 13. And then 14. And then 22. Okay, great. Now, I am going to do mode first because that's kind of the easiest and I feel better when I get something done. I have 2 10s and 2 11s, so I actually have 2 modes here. It's going to be 10 and 11. The range would be 22 minus 10, so that would be 12. Just looking at the data, I can tell 22 is an outlier, so jot that down. Let's move on to median. I have 8 sets of data points, so that means with an even number of data, I'm going to have 2 numbers smack in the middle. So I'm going to have these 2 smack in the middle, and I can tell I have 3 here, and I have 3 numbers here, so I have an even set of numbers on each side, which makes me feel better that I'm exactly in the middle. And I could average 11 and 12 to find the median, or I can think logically, like on a number line, if I have 11 and then I have 12, and what would be smack in the middle here would be 11.5. So now the mean. So the first part of the mean is to add up the digits. So here I go. I have 12, I have 10, I have 11, I have 13, I have 22, I have 11, I have 14, and I have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't miss one. So now I'm going to use the column addition trick that we learned in class. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. Bring. 3 plus 0 is 3. And I carry the 1. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring. Bring down the 0, and I had 1. 103 is my sum. And then I need to divide by the number of digits I have. So 103 divided by 8. The directions tell me here I can round if necessary, so we'll see if it's necessary. 8 goes into 10 once. Subtract 2 left over. 8 goes into 23 twice. I have 7 left over. Extend my house a little bit. Annex a 0. 8 goes into 70. Well, 8 times 8 is 64, and I'm not going to get closer. 8 goes into 60 7 times. That'll give me 56. I can stop there and round. So this tells me I'm going to give this a shove, and my answer will be 12.9. Okay, great. Let's flip over our notes to the line plot on the back. Please make sure to fill in all of this data on your chart for the shoe sizes. So I am going to draw a line plot. So my line plot needs to be complete with arrowheads. And I'm going to throw the title at the top because I don't want to forget that. Shoe sizes. And I'm going to start off with my smallest shoe size, which is a 4. And my biggest shoe size is going to be 12. So I'm going to try to make it as even as possible. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, great. And I have a little bit of extra line plot here, but that's okay, as long as these numbers are as even as possible. And so now I'm going to start to plot my points. So 4, I have 1 4. And 5, I have 3 4 5s. Okay. 6, I have 1 6. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 again. And they should be about the same height. 8, I have 3 8s. 9, I have 2 9s. And then I have 1 12. Although I don't have anyone with a shoe size of 10 or 11, I need to also represent them on my line plot because I can't skip from 9 to 12 here. So let's do our range. Our range would be 12 minus 4, so that'll give me 8. My mode is the highest, and I actually have 2 modes here. 5 and 7 are both equally as tall, so 5 and 7 are my modes. My clusters are my groups of data. So I definitely have a big cluster here. So from 4 to 9 is a cluster, and just 1 on its own, so that would be number 12. Gaps would be 10 through 11. Gaps because there's no data points there. And an outlier is 12 is kind of off on its own over here. Okay, great. At this point, you can go back and rewatch any part of this video, or if you're feeling great with the examples, you can move on to the Kia. Good luck.